Welcome to a Saturday live session here. Out here in the garage today and just had a few things to go over with you. So first off, hope y'all are doing good. And last week we went down and we rode in Moab and took the TW down there, met up with a few guys down there and went and rode a couple trails, and just wanted to show you and talk about what it was that we used down there. So I took my 2021 TW200 exactly like this. So I rode with the Dunlop K180s on there, and these are the stock sizes, the 130/80/18 and the 140/80/18 here in the rear. And I did not air down at all while I was over there riding those trails. And the crazy thing was, we had massive amounts of grip on the Slick Rock trail. So we rode Slick Rock and then also Fins and Things. When we got there first on Friday, we rode Fins and Things. And then Saturday, we met up with a couple of guys. I think there were 3 TWs, a Monkey, a WR250, and a KLX 230. And we all went and rode the Slick Rock Trail, which, you know, traverses a bit back and forth over Hell's Revenge. So I was on the TW200, and my brother-in-law, Square Body Shelly, took my KLX 230S out there, and just the exact same. I mean, we didn't do anything to it. That was how it was out there. Had a good time. So Ninja Mechanic, thanks for joining. We had a great time. Even though it was just like a little overnight thing, it was definitely fun to go out and just check it out. So one thing that I want to talk about while we were down there is the Bradley rear disc brake for the TW200. So I've had mine on there for quite a while now, and I absolutely love it. So while we were down there, there was another guy there with the TW. Actually, a couple of guys there were asking how I liked that rear disc. And honestly, it's been great. There hasn't been like a very noticeable difference when you're just out cruising on the road and stuff. But for Moab, I went out and on some of those, let me tell you, some of those steeper inclines that we were on, I mean, it was pretty steep. And I wanted to see how well that brake held me. So I'm like a fat dude, okay? I'm short and I'm fat. And I thought with my weight and the weight of the TW on some of those downhills that I was just going to go into a straight-on slide like I do with like the dirt sometimes. But with the amount of grip that we had just from the Slick Rock, plus that rear disc, that stuff held me like tight. Like it didn't move like at all really, and I didn't even really have that much skidding or sliding, you know, with that rear brake. So if you are thinking about getting that rear disc for stuff like that, it was awesome. I didn't feel like I overheated it at all. I didn't have any brake fade. None of that was there. And talking to one of the other guys, they went and rode the Cane Creek Trail before I got there. And he said that it felt like there was sand and water still in the drum, so his brakes were not acting the way that they should. And that's one of the big advantages, I think, with the disc brake over the drum brake, is it evacuates water. It doesn't let stuff get caught up in there. It works really, really well. So if you're looking at that, I've got the link in the description of this video. You can tap on it, go check those out, see if you like it. The next thing that I had was that Bradley rear exhaust. So I had mine uncorked the whole time, and I think for that trail I should have had the quiet insert in there, just with all the guys that were either like walking the trails or even just mountain biking the trails. I think it would have been more considerate of me to have that in there. So the only problem is I have to do the front and the rear. Ninja Mechanic, I think he's got a disc brake conversion for the front as well if you want to go that route. So you can check that out. That's in there as well. The Bradley Performance exhaust, I absolutely love it. You know, when I have it uncorked like this, it's just like my Harley side is just laughing every time I rev the bike up. But for out there, really, I think I should have left the quiet insert in. One, for those who were riding with me and who were actually riding behind me, it was pretty loud. So consideration wise, I think it would have been better for me to put that quiet insert in there and just been more considerate all the way around for those who are riding with me and the mountain bikers and the hikers and stuff like that. But it handled really, really well. So a few other things I want to go over with you. So I've got the Tusk front rack on here. So with the spark arrestor Ninja Mechanic, I think that's what that quiet insert does. I don't know that it's Forest Service approved, so I would recommend checking out that information on there and just seeing. I don't think it's Forest Service approved, but it could be. So with this Tusk front rack, the reason that I really wanted to get this was so that I could put this first aid kit for my medic on there. So it's got these little snaps and everything here in the back, and I was like, oh, that'll work perfect. You know, I mean, it's got the loops for the molly and all that stuff on there, but I was just like, oh, the snaps will hold this into place. And I looped the snaps through here, and there were some things on there that, well, some of the bumps that we hit just flat out, it just popped right off. So I had to take it off and put it in the Jeep, so I wasn't the biggest fan. Weight capacity of the front rack, Rally, I don't know, a lot. But just keep in mind, the more weight you put on there, the goofier your steering is going to be. So, I don't know, everybody with all the other racks recommends like no more than 7 pounds, but this, I think, will definitely take a whole lot more. Wes at Rocky Mountain ATV had a winch mounted to his and actually pulled his bike up over some obstacles in 5 miles of hell. Yes, I do. He pulled his bike up over 5 miles of hell by pulling from the front rack. So I would say the bike's, 278 pounds plus a rider. It pulled close to 400 pounds up over some of the obstacles at 5 miles of hell. So I need to figure out a way, and it's obviously just going to be a couple of straps that will use, this My Medic, what are we saying? This My Medic first aid kit. It'll mount right up to it. So there we go. And then some of the other stuff that we used while we were down there, the stuff that I used, the MSR Adventure Boot. So if some of you guys follow me for a while, you realize that I don't do a whole bunch of gear. I have helmet, I have goggles, and I have gloves, but I've never really ever ridden with boots because I always just use my work boot that have like the steel toe and all that stuff in them. So this is the first real motorcycle boot that I have ever really used. And from Rocky Mountain, these are the MSR Adventure Boot. And I'll show you the tread on here. It is a pretty gnarly tread. And what was cool was I wore these boots for like 10 hours the first day that we were there. And I don't even know how many hours the second day that we were there. But they were comfortable the entire time, just walking around. We went out to dinner Friday night down to Zach's in downtown Moab, even just like walking around, and all that stuff. Those boots were pretty comfortable. So if you're looking for a pair, I recommend maybe just taking a look at those. I think they were like 270 something on the Rocky Mountain website, but the link is in the video description so you can check those out. The other thing that I used while we were there, this is the MSR vest. This is the Rover vest. And this is also from Rocky Mountain. I put a whole bunch of crap in here. So I had my day pass for the Sand Flats area in there. There's a water bladder in the back of this. I did not use it because I forgot to get a big enough water bottle, but then my common sense should have kicked in and said, hey, stupid, you have 5 water bottles. You have 5 water bottles. You should have just dumped them in there, but I didn't. I had the water bottles all over. I had one in this pocket here. Had another one in this pocket here. I had some apples and jerky in this pocket here. I had a whole, well, actually, this is my concealed pocket. So I did have my EDC in there. Fit perfectly. The only downside that I found with this over a backpack was that there's 3 buckles to take off instead of just one when you're wearing a backpack. So, I mean, it had plenty of room for everything. It fit well. It felt good. But I had a bunch of stuff in there. So that is something to look forward to also, or something to look at also if you're looking for something to ride dirt. So Ninja Mechanic, what is your full dirt kit that I wear? Well, like I said, I don't normally wear a whole bunch of gear. In Moab though, I did have the boots. I had the MSR helmet. I had the Thor goggles. I had the Rover vest right here. Plus, I had an MSR jersey, which is all perforated, which made riding out there quite a bit more comfortable. So, yes, a lot of my stuff is MSR. Yes, I get all of it from Rocky Mountain ATV. So, if you're looking for any type of gear for riding, you know, street bikes, dirt bikes, whatever, definitely check out that link because they've got it. They've got it down there for everything. So, then let's see what else we got here. Oh, I've got some hats coming. So I've got 3 of them right now. So these are a leather patch that are etched with the MOBStreet logo. So I've got this heather gray and black, and I've got a full-on black right there. So if anybody wants one of those, why don't you send me an email at mobstreet83@gmail.com, and I'll get you the Venmo information. I think I'm going to sell these ones for $30, and then whatever cost of shipping is, like $10 worth of shipping. So if you're interested in those, definitely hit me up over email. We'll get those taken care of. And then out here now with the KLX 230. See if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about with riding down there in Moab with the TW. The KLX. So my brother-in-law, like I said, Square Body Shelly, rode this bike. So Kurt, if you want to mention anything in here in the comments about that, I see that you were up there a little bit earlier. But if you want to, you know, mention anything about that, feel free. So he rode this one down there, and it did just fine. So I was able to get the oil changed. I've got an oil change video coming for that one. I did install the Tusk lithium ion battery in there, so that one is in there. Have you guys, just side note, have you seen these? These are just little packets from the Law Tigers. I'm not affiliated with them. Just want to let you know. But if you're trying to find somewhere to put your registration, this has got some little pockets inside of here that you can put your registration in. And I've just got them in here by the battery because with this one, you just turn the key and that side panel pops off. I've got them on the TWs also on those side panels. So if you're looking for something to hold your registration, those are pretty simple to go with right there. Going back to this, brother-in-law rode it down there, had no issues. It did all the same trails that I did, and he even went on some more gnarlier stuff than I did with this and handled just fine. So, one other obstacle that we went on while we were down there was the baby lion's back. And Rally Adventures, who was watching this early, I don't know if he's still here watching or not, but on his WR250, he rode everything, was doing some awesome stuff with fins and things, with the Slick Rock Trail, baby lions back, I mean, all that stuff. So the WR250, and then brother-in-law was following him with this and doing wheelies and stuff, you know, with this as well. So obviously there's nothing wrong with the bike. It is simply, oh, hey, good, he's still there. There's obviously nothing wrong with the bike. It's the rider, which is me. So that's the main issue with the KLX 230S, is me, the rider. So if you're wondering whether or not it's a good bike, yes, it is. It can do all sorts of stuff. I've talked to, you know, multiple times about what it is that I do and I don't like about it, but it's me. It's nothing wrong with the bike. So other than that, oh, I've got the Seat Concepts seat. One thing that I did want to mention about this is Seat Concepts. It's not a full like seat pan and a complete seat. So what they recommend you doing is taking all these staples out, taking the foam out, getting a spray adhesive, putting the spray adhesive on there, putting the new foam on, then putting the new cover on. So that's what I'm going to be out here working on today. But we're going to have to go down to Moab again once I get all that stuff done. Well, not even with this, or just both or whatever, and go ride again with the bikes. So the 2021 Square Body Shelly did recommend that when we went down there, hey, why don't I take my other one out here, which has the 52 tooth sprocket, a little bit lower gearing. I did not listen. I took the stock one down there and it held up. I mean, it carried my heftiness all the way around the Slick Rock Trail, those steeper climbs and steeper drops. It held just fine. So Slick Rock can be done on a stock TW200 with the stock gearing. And I do believe that those tires would have been really good down there for everything that we did, maybe more so than these Dunlops. The Dunlops did great on the road and on the rock, but for the sand and stuff, I should have aired down a little bit. So anyways, I think that is what we've got so far. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the Moab trip, and also a reminder that we do have T-Dub Fest coming up September 20th through the 22nd in Little Moab. I think before then, though, we might just get together, or might just say, hey, next week we're going to go right out here. Anybody that wants to come along with us. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Ninja Mechanic. But what I think that we might start doing is maybe just a few smaller rides beforehand, and just going out and just saying, hey, we're going to be out here riding this week. Anybody that wants to come and join us, come and join us. And then that way, you know, we can hit a few different places around here and just see if we can't get some more riders out. So anyways, yeah, we're going to call it that one. Shogun Flame. Hey, saying hi to Shogun Flame on here. If there's any other questions, you know, let me know before we go. And if not, then we're going to get to work. I'll do some filming on how to do this seat. Got some handguards. Oh, I know that, do I ever come out to Colorado to ride? I have never been out there to ride, but I'm not opposed to it if I can make it work. So yeah, let me know on that one. Oh, I bought some handguards for the KLX 230, and I've got these on. I had them on all my TWs, and I got them for the KLX. They are the Tusk D-Flex handguards. Some folks have said, hey, they don't fit the best when it comes to the stock TW. I'll agree. I've had to modify the mounts on my TWs just to make them work right. So I've got a new set of bars. I've got the Tusk T10 aluminum bars that I'm going to be putting on the KLX, that hopefully those mounts will just mount right up, and then we won't have to worry about, you know, modifying those mount brackets at all to see if they or to make them fit. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Any other questions that we got on here before we head out? The Triumph, there's more videos to come with that. You guys, that bike is so much fun. And if you're wondering, hey, why did you buy a Triumph? Because one, it's in the same price range as the TW, the XT250, the KLX 230, the CRF, you know, 230L, or excuse me, the CRF 300L. It's in the same class, or price-wise, as all of those bikes. It's a 400. It's fuel injected. It has traction control. It has ABS. It is digital, all sorts of stuff, and it is a whole bunch of fun to ride. Now, I did get the Scrambler because supposedly that's more dirt worthy, but in the owner's manual it says, hey, this is for like dirt roads, so don't take it over any obstacles, don't jump it. And with the really low, actually it doesn't look like it has that low of ground clearance, but the ground clearance on there, well, let's just go take a look at it here real quick, and then we'll get out of here. The ground clearance on here isn't that bad, but what is bad is your pipe wraps around right there, but then also, if you can see underneath here, you've got your coolant tank right there. Then you've got a big old freaking exhaust collector down there, so that's probably why they're telling us, hey, don't take this on any real obstacles. They do recommend that you don't jump it. They do recommend that you just take it easy on the dirt. And where's this at? I think I've proven enough that my off-road riding isn't the greatest. So it is a bit bigger. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that Barber's a good looking bike too. But as far as fit and finish goes on that thing, holy cow, the fit and finish and the quality on that is awesome. Okay, so going back to the KLX, if you look in the comments, Square Body chimed in here. He said the KLX 230 was a blast to ride. He's a little bit behind, but he said it was very capable in Moab. So there we go. Thanks for chiming in there, Square Body Shelly. I appreciate it. Hopefully the Suburban's running good. Saw the video that you're back at it, so that's good to see. But yeah, so there we go. The KLX does work in Moab. But you guys, we'll call it at that. I'll do another Q&A maybe a little bit later. If there's like a topic that you want to have a Q&A on, let me know. And then I can set up a live so that we can do, you know, just focus on that one specific thing. Yes, I agree with you there, Ninja Mechanic. Honestly, I really think that the fit and finish on the Triumph, and I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, but is right up there, I would almost say, with Harley Davidson. After being a Harley tech for quite a few years, the fit and finish of the Harleys, I absolutely love. I've worked on a lot of the bikes out there, and the fit and finish on the Harley was top notch. Fit and finish on this Triumph is spot on. So I agree with you there. But yeah, so if there's a topic that we want to focus on the next live Q&A, let me know. Like I said, I've got more coming on pretty much everything out here. I've got the parts to put on the KLX. I've got some videos to do with the Triumph. I've got more to do with the TW200s. That was a little close, sorry. I've got more gear that we're going to be testing out. So if there's questions, comments, put those in the comments down below. And I hope you all have a great rest of your Saturday. I'm Matt. This is MOBStreet. And thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it.